Today's Sunshine Note is titled, Engrish Saves the Day. Now bands from Aram had gone out and had taken captive a young girl from Israel, and she served Naaman's wife. She said to her mistress, "If only my master would see the prophet who is in Samaria, he would cure him of his leprosy." 2 Kings 5:2-3. I can't think of a time I underestimated anyone more than I did the day a Korean student saved my hide-in class. It was one of those days everything was going great, but as I slid into my desk and began to look around, I became a little puzzled. Everyone had their noses in books, which seemed odd. No banter, no pre-class rowdiness. And then it dawned on me. I nearly grabbed the collar of the guy next to me and screamed in his face, "Is the midterm test today?" I hadn't studied a millisecond for it, and when the teacher told us to get into groups, it was going to be a group test, I didn't feel much better. My group consisted of one guy who slept through class, a Korean student who could hardly speak English, and another guy like me who may or may not have actually studied. But as we worked through each question, the Korean student said, "Let's see me, please." Then he'd take the paper, scribble down an answer and slide it back to us. I don't know what say that, but it's the answer. He had gone through the notes and memorized the shapes and letters of the words so that he could recognize the questions and write the answers. We passed this test with an A, and all because a Korean student who couldn't speak much English had spent hours and hours memorizing the material. Sometimes it's the people you wouldn't suspect who can help you the most. Have you noticed that Naaman's skin was literally saved because of a young servant girl? And when you read servant, think slave. She was a Hebrew who had been kidnapped and hauled away from her home a few years before by Naaman and his soldiers, for he was the commander of the army of Aram. The last person you'd expect to help him would be this girl, but there we see that she had compassion and pity on her captor, and told his wife that if only he could see the prophet back in her hometown, he would be cured. Never feel that anyone is insignificant. You can't know how God will use them for His purposes. And that goes for you too. No matter what your skills or failings, keep an open mind. Be willing to expect the unexpected. God may have something in mind just for you. May God bless you today.